But it's fine because everyone else seems to be doing the thing that you have a boundary for, and you don't want to seem like the odd one out or like you're too much. That version of you would put their foot down. Hi everyone, my name is Gigi and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're talking all about how to stop being an option and to become a standard that people either rise to or lose access to. Now, I know I've felt like this, and I know that a lot of people around me have felt like this, but there's probably been times in your life where you felt like an option. Like you're not a priority for the people that you care about or that you prioritize. You feel like you give and you give and you give and you don't get the same back. Well, today I'm going to tell you exactly why that is and also how to stop feeling like that. Because in the whole journey of loving yourself and appreciating yourself more, that will disappear. So what is being an option? What does it actually mean to feel as though you are an option? Now, a lot of people feel this way, especially when they're in talking phases with people when they want to start a relationship or they're trying out the dating scene. They feel like they're in a pool full of multiple different people and they're an option to be picked from. But that is not the only situation where you can be an option. Any type of relationship can make you feel like you are an option rather than someone who's actually appreciated. Because what makes you feel this way is because you feel more convenient of a person than being a valued person. This can look like only hearing from people when it suits them best, when they want to reach out to you. It can look like constantly giving support and being there for people, but then seeing inconsistencies back. Like you're not receiving the same type of support or the same amount of support back. It's people knowing that you're always available, you're always open no matter what. No matter how many times they disrespect you, cancel on you, or leave you on red, you will always be there ready to take them back. And you feel like you have to constantly over-explain every little thing that you do to people. Why you feel a certain way, why you did things a certain way, while you talk to that person. All of these things are setting a standard within any type of relationship. And when you set a standard for yourself, people will react accordingly. If you don't value yourself, if you don't see yourself highly, if you don't love yourself, if you're not confident, people will see you the same way. If you disrespect yourself, people will do the same. If you see yourself as shy, other people will too. If you see yourself as a friend that constantly gives and gives and gives, other people will too. You are the one that teaches people how to treat you. So if you feel like the people around you are constantly taking advantage of you, you need to step back and understand where the root of that is coming from. And a lot of the time, I can guarantee you, it's coming from your own head, what you think about yourself. So you might be sitting there now thinking, wait, this sounds all too familiar to me. I'm constantly there for people and they're never there for me. I'm constantly willing to give people second, third, fourth tries when they've done something wrong. I feel like my relationships are all one-sided and it's always me, me, me. But why is it like this? How did I end up in this situation? Well, I'm about to tell you exactly why. Firstly, it might be a fear of being too much yourself. A lot of the time when we're in friend groups or around people that we want to be friends with, we want to have a good impression on, we tend to dilute who we are and our bigger personality to fit in with what they expect of us. What's normal. You want to make friends, you want to fit in, and you want the people around you to be comfortable. So in doing that, you lower your standards of who you are to yourself to please other people. So you stop putting a priority in expressing your feelings towards people and communicating those things. You see yourself as overdramatic or too emotional, or like your issues don't actually make sense anymore. You start accepting things that might have hurt you in the past because simply you don't think they're important. Everyone else seems to be okay with it, so you should be too. It's actually more of a trend these days and more acceptable almost to be low effort and low maintenance. That's better so people don't have to do much to stay friends with you or stay in whatever relationship with you. So people are lowering their standards, lowering what they expect of people because they don't want to be that person that's too much. The second thing is low self-trust. If you don't trust yourself and your own opinions, you start to reach out to other people to do that for you. You start respecting them over yourself. What they say is the truth to you, even if you're not 100% sure, but because you don't trust yourself, it doesn't matter. You start to value these people so incredibly highly, so much above yourself, to the point that in the end, you completely lower your own standards because you don't even know what your standards are. You just try and fit in what you feel is acceptable from their point of view. And if your actions, the way that you look, what you do, the way that you speak, your thoughts don't fit in with that, immediately you're affected by it. The third thing, and one of the most biggest points when it comes to why you've ended up in this position of feeling like an option, is romanticizing the potential in someone. A lot of the time, we completely abandon who we are to try and fit in with someone who we see as a potential partner or a potential friend. This means that you become attracted in whatever way to that particular person and the idea of that type of person or relationship in your head. People can create whole fantasies of what a relationship will look like, whether that's romantic or friendship, and whole fantasies around what this person will be like within those types of relationships. And as the relationship progresses, as it goes on, you're almost stuck in that fantasy land of that potential of the person. You cling onto those tiny little bits of low effort they give you because that fits into what narrative you've put for that relationship or that person. You cling on to the idea of who you want them to be. You praise them, you love them, you stay with them in that relationship simply from the little bits you've seen that fit with your fantasy idea, even if that person is not the same anymore. When you romanticize someone so much to the point that they have become a different person to you in your head than they actually are, you overlook so many of the bad things that they do, the bad things that they say. And because of that, you're lowering your standards. And what does that make you? An option to people. Because again, as soon as you lower your own standards, you're lowering your standards for them too. So let's look at the differences, because this is what tends to catch people up a lot. They don't realize what being an option is versus being your own standard is. Being the option looks like constantly being available for people. It looks like constantly over-explaining absolutely everything that you do to other people because you feel like you owe those confused people an explanation behind everything, a reasoning why you've done something or said something. Because if they don't understand, something's wrong. You accept inconsistent behaviors from people and never call it out. The unread texts, being left unread, plans being cancelled last minute, people being chosen over you. And you prioritize being liked. In fact, you will do anything to be liked. So it doesn't matter if you don't like the place that you're going. If everyone around you likes the place that you're going, you'll go, even if you hate it. It could look like going to a restaurant that you can't even eat at because you don't like anything on the menu, but everyone else around you wants to, so you're simply going just because you don't want to be the odd one out, or you don't want to be disliked for not being able to go. And a massive one is feeling guilty for putting your boundaries up. When you see something that you don't like and you put your foot down because you really, really have to, and you feel guilty for doing that, that's a big red flag. Now, being the standard, that looks like knowing exactly who to give access to you. Not everyone can just walk into your life, and those people who do have access to you know that they've earned that access because they've been good friends or good partners. You don't force connections with people just because you feel like you have to be nice with everyone, you have to like everyone, and you have to get along with everyone. And you feel like you don't have to keep forcing connections with someone who isn't the person you thought they were. You know you can cut people off if you feel like they don't match your own standards. You pay attention to patterns. You look at how people move, how people walk, how people do things. You look at what they say. Do they mean it? Are they a good person? You're not just listening to words and believing every single thing, but you're looking at, do they actually mean what they say? And you understand that your boundaries are incredibly important within relationships and that you should never feel bad for setting those boundaries in place. The people who love you, the people who want to be in your life and are good people will understand why you have these boundaries and respect them. So now you can see the differences. How do you stop being an option? How do you change the way that you think about yourself and what you do within relationships to stop making yourself into an option for people? Number one is to stop rewarding the bare minimum. I'm talking the random texts out of nowhere, liking your message instead of replying, meeting up every now and again just to make sure that you know that they're still your friend. I'm talking the people who are constantly making you emotionally confused. Are we friends? Are we together? Do you love me? Do you like me? Stop allowing those people to have access to you, to constantly be there when they want to run back to you. Understand that if you were truly an actual friend to them, they would continue to feed into that relationship rather than now and again sprinkling some little love and attention on it just to make sure you're still barely hanging on to it. If someone is not showing up, if someone is not proving to you with their actions and with their words that they are there for you, you need to understand that that person might not be for you. 2 is to detach your worth from attention. A lot of people get into a very bad loop of feeling like all they are worth is the attention that people give them. And if they're not getting any attention, they mustn't be a good person. They mustn't be fun enough. They mustn't be cool enough. There must be something wrong with them. But when you're constantly seeking that attention and tying your worth to what people want to do with you, want to say about you, what they think about you, as soon as that goes away, or as soon as that attention is no longer positive, what do you think will happen with your mental health? What do you think you will think about yourself? Because I can guarantee you, it's not good. My advice is to stop constantly relying on others to make you feel better. I'm talking stop picking up your phone as soon as someone texts you. Stop literally stopping everything that you're doing just to quickly pick up a phone call or just to quickly text back. Stop putting so much importance into that interaction. Stop overthinking their replies to everything. Stop overanalyzing everything that they say to you. That is putting other people above yourself. And as soon as that person decides that they no longer like you, that means you are simply an option to them because you've allowed yourself to tie your worth to their words and their thoughts about you. 3 is to build a life that doesn't revolve around constantly feeling like you need to be chosen. This is the point where you need to rebuild your life, focusing simply on yourself. Whether this looks like starting routines that are focused just around what you want for yourself. That might be the gym, finding new friends that also feel that way, finding new hobbies that you like, not just what other people like, practicing discipline, practicing not being on your phone, whatever it is that you need to do to bring that attention back to yourself, to remove the idea of you constantly being available, constantly doing stuff for other people, constantly being there just in case someone wants you. Scheduling out your day and making yourself unavailable because of things that you want to do, because you're focusing on you. The idea is that you're no longer someone who's desperate to be picked by other people. You're picking yourself now. You're focusing on who you want to be and what you want to do. You're picking yourself. And lastly, you're going to have solid boundaries. Boundaries that you fully respect and have meaning behind. This means that if someone comes along and disrespects those boundaries, they're disrespecting you and you're aware of that. And you will act accordingly what best fits what they've done. Whether that's removing them completely, whether that's sitting down with them and explaining what they've done to hurt you. The version of you that's an option, that person would simply disregard their boundaries. Yes, you made the boundaries, but it's fine because everyone else seems to be doing the thing that you have a boundary for and you don't want to seem like the odd one out or like you're too much. No, the version of you that is the standard, that version of you would put their foot down. They're saying to a full room of people if you need to, hey, I don't like this. I'm not getting involved in this. This goes against my standards for myself, and it's breaking a massive boundary for me. This will build so much self-trust with yourself. It'll prove to you that you can do what you need to do and have the confidence to speak out even if you're the only one in the room. And that will make you love yourself more and value yourself more above anyone else. The goal of this isn't to become some selfish, cold-hearted person that only thinks about themselves, but it's to build real love, real connections, and real self-trust within yourself. The moment you set this standard for yourself and you become the standard rather than constantly feeling like you're the second option, you realize there is so much value of who you are. That you're not weird, that you're not strange, that you're not the odd one out, but you're you. And you are pretty cool. Life isn't about constantly fitting in and removing parts of yourself to fit in with those around you, but about being who you are, loving who you are as you are, and allowing people around you to fit in with that. That is all from me today. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to comment down below and I will try and get back to every single comment. Don't forget to subscribe and I will see you in the next video. Bye!